screen. Oh, this is my score sheet. Oh, good. Okay, so this is my score sheet, and I am not ashamed to admit that I got 84. The entrance mark was 82. So it's like, yeah, I'm very glad that I'm this lucky. So I got in because Karen mentioned how I was very, very resourceful, but rather than being resourceful, I think I was like forced to be, searching everywhere for help, because where I live, there's not a lot of, there's nothing actually. Like, you guys are so lucky to have portfolio review sessions with professional people. Yeah, I live in Alberta, by the way, so yeah, there's nothing here. So I had to look online. So a lot of help I got was from Karen, from the Facebook group, and that's pretty much it, because my teachers weren't of much help. Like, I had art teachers, but they were high school art teachers. So yeah, figure drawing, hand drawing. I don't think any of these things changed. I don't know what to say actually, because it's so old. I'll just talk about the stuff that were hard for me, I guess. So storyboarding, as you can see, is 18 out of 25. So that's like not a very high mark. And even now, I don't think I'm that good at storyboarding. But when you're submitting your application, well, I don't know if how you guys do storyboarding, if you guys zoom in on the page and you draw and then you zoom out again. I actually heard from one of my storyboarding profs that you don't do that ever, in whether it's working in the field or like for school assignments. You never draw a drawing big and then you zoom out of it and you paste it onto the storyboard, because that then you would include lots of details that are not clear once you zoom out. So that's one thing that I learned. I don't know, well, since everyone is doing that when you submit your portfolios, I don't know if that's a valid tip. But either way, just so you know, maybe you can do that for your portfolio because everyone's doing it, but in the future, make sure you don't. Yeah, so let's just go right into what Karen liked. So liked about what I did last year. So I've posted all my drawings online. I can send you guys this link. I can give Karen this link and she can send it to you. But what I did was where was I? Where did I put them? Oh yeah, I have lots of, of my own thinking about what the project needed. And these are not my drawings. These are other people's drawings. So you can see better examples. Yeah, because I didn't get very high marks anyway. So lots of these people, like, I actually came to know, which is very interesting. So yeah, if you guys are interested, these are all second year people. I don't know how much help they will be of to you guys, because they are, as I said, quite like outdated. But I encourage you guys to do your own research, like who are the first years who got in, last year, because the people, like, I dare say, are getting much better, and the score sheet, not the score sheet, the entrance requirements are getting a lot more tough as well. So like, I got in with an 84, but that wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be getting in if I was, if I applied a year later, because I think it was 85. And of course, as we all know, international students are, even more high in terms of the mark. Oh yeah, and she got 96. Oh wow, yeah. So there are always very, very amazing people out there. You just have to go find them. And the Facebook group, I don't know if you guys all joined. Karen definitely told me to join the 2023 one, so I did that. And there are lots of people. Karen is being very spontaneous, hey? And well, not spontaneous, very helpful, very out there in the group, and she's giving a lot of good advice. So yeah, she's doing lots of great things. And I do encourage you guys to go into the Facebook group and be brave enough to post your drawings. Figure drawings, or lots of people post their figure drawings, but I would say figure drawings, anything you're not sure, character rotation, animation, because there's lots of people who are in there who is willing to give help, like Karen, like me sometimes, if my advice is good enough, like a lot of the first years and second years as well, who just got in. So yeah, so that's if you guys want me to go through this, I can, but it's not very.
Well, I find it interesting. Pretty nice. helps us prepare a bit, and wow, you really put together a whole presentation.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Um, so yeah, okay, let's just go through that then. So these are my figure drawings, 9 out of 10, which is quite high. If you guys get in, I'm sure you guys will have a teacher named Mark Thurman, and she would not, it was not she, sorry, he would not have given me 9 out of 10. So now you know who, yeah, and it's interesting. Now that I got in, I know who probably marked my stuff and who, yeah, it's quite interesting. So these are my drawings for the hands. What I did differently than other people was that well, I don't know, but from what I think, I did a lot more revisions than other people might have done. Also because I don't draw very well. I didn't have a very solid foundation in terms of animation to start with. You know, applying straight from high school, and you know, from where I live, I don't have a lot of animation culture here. So I had to do lots of drafts. Let's not look at that. Lots of drafts for my drawings and then revise them over and over and over. So the storyboard was the hardest part, like I said. And then I ended up, I ended up including lots of weird details that, you know, get lost and the beats don't really make sense. Um, yeah, but I guess that comes with experience. So maybe just make your own stories. I think that's what, like, rather than refining your drawings or panels, maybe you guys should be thinking of making your own drawings, like your own comics. That those help, but storyboarding and comic books are different anyhow, but it still helps. Visual storytelling is definitely a skill that first years lack. Like, they can be great character designers or animators, but they still have, like, we all still have a lot to learn in terms of storyboarding because yeah, it's never, you can never perfect it, you know. It's always, there's so many ways to tell a story visually, uh, and if you guys have the opportunity, I would suggest you look at reels online. Those help a lot. And do, no, never mind, I was gonna say do freeze frame analysis. I'm sure Dan knows what I'm talking about, but just to study movies, I guess. Just study composition. You might think you know composition. Like, I thought I knew composition, but I didn't know composition. And then Karen told me that I needed to work on my composition. And now to this day, I'm still working on my composition. Yeah, never be afraid. Well, never think that you know all the fundamentals, because you might know, but can you do, can you repeatedly, you know, practice that in your work is another thing. So this is my room drawing, 13 out of 15. I don't know if these marks are high or low, but they got me in, right? So yeah, for the layout drawings, uh, so for the layout drawings, I was told not to use a ruler, but last year, a lot of good layout drawings who got that got high marks uh, did have, you know, traces of using rulers, or even like they drew it from the computer. You can tell, but they still got pretty high marks. So I guess it's still, you know, composition, line weight, whether or not you use tools to assist you. That's, I guess it's entirely up to you. I don't think they're that strict. I was told, oh no, they would deduct marks for line quality, but line quality is not entirely dependent on whether you use a ruler or not, right? Yeah, I feel much wiser actually after a whole year of animation, because when I applied, like every detail, like every little requirement in the portfolio, I thought I had to, like, oh, did I do this? Check mark, did I do it? But after a year of learning in Sheridan with the people and with the professor's advice, and even with meeting a lot of the industry professionals, as you guys will if you guys go into an animation college, which is very exciting, you will find, hopefully, that it's not like the portfolio is only like a little bit of what the industry needs. It's not at all representative of what animators do. So just keep that in mind. Like, as you make your portfolio, you might be required to do certain things that you will never be able to rely on again. Like, you will never be able to be required to do. Like, for example, character rotation sheets. like that was still one of my school assignments, but industry professionals would tell you character rotations are stiff, and you don't do that. It's much more helpful to give them post sheets, model sheets, expression sheets instead. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like the portfolio is can be quite important to you guys now, but it's definitely not everything, you know. So these are my personal work. I don't know why I got 8. Well, okay, well, yeah. Uh, I know why I got 8 out of 10 because it's not, you know, um, it could be better, but it's the best I could do. And personal work, the it's quite easy to get 10 out of 10 because it's really very free. There's not a lot of restrictions. You just put in whatever work you do on a daily basis. Well, because I guess I tried to put in a lot more animation related things because at that time I had a lot more fine arts things. Karen might remember that the first portfolio I showed her, I had a lot more fine arts stuff in there. Maybe I didn't show her that, but either way, it started out like that, and then I started to change it, started to do some modeling on character design, layout, which I guess a little bit of storytelling, and then concept art, I suppose. So yeah, that would be my only thing. If I had time to refine my portfolio again, if I were to make my portfolio perfect, I would redo my personal work, I guess. But hey, nothing is perfect. Good enough is good enough. So these are some resources, books that helped me. Proco is a good one. I'm sure you guys all know this. Um, and we already went through Tawny's great portfolio. I think I actually saw Tawny at school, but I never got to know her. It's okay. I have 4 years to do that. um, yeah, these are other people's work. Um, yeah, character design is it's very important to keep your character design simple. Mm, the character design professor for first year will definitely push for simplicity because I think we're still practicing. I mean, Garth told me that in the industry, we all have 3D modeling to rely on, right? So regardless of how complex a character is, we can use 3D modeling to include those details. It doesn't really matter how simple or complex. But as I said, some things you do now, you won't be able to do later. You won't be ever required to do later. So making your character simple is important for now. So just make sure you guys do that. And so these characters are unique, and shapes are very important for designing characters, for sure. I don't know why I'm saying all this. I'm sure you guys all know. Oh yeah, animation. Last year was an object, which was interesting, and I see even though it was an object drawing, I still see a lot of portfolios online where the people pushed for, like they pushed character. Um, I think it was, I forgot her name, but Karen interviewed this one girl from the US, right? And she did object drawing, but she animated it so that it was full of character, like vitality, you know? It was like something jumping. It was a muffin. It was a muffin jumping up and down. So when they say object drawing, you might think, oh, I gotta, do some physics, bouncing ball, all that, which are really good exercises. But if you can show that you can do character with inanimate objects, that even shows more that you're passionate for animation, that you know how things should behave even if they're not human, which is very important. Yeah, I think you need a certain sensibility for to do that, uh so this is oh yeah, so this is a good storyboard, the highest I could find from my year, 22 out of 25. Yeah, so the thing with storyboards is that you have to be able to see it, like they read it without, sorry, when the professors see it, they don't read your text. They just look at your pictures first. Well, that's what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but you should be able to convey your message with just your images. No text. You can have dialogue and things, but um, show me, don't tell me, right? As a lot of people say. uh Clarity of story, correct characters, consistent care. They didn't change the characters from last year. Well, like this one
Yeah.
and the last one, which is, I don't know. I don't know. Are they getting lazy? All right. So these are good perspective drawings. Um, so oh yeah, the ratio the ratio got me really confused when I was doing my drawings. I handed mine in at 16 by 9. But again, like I was too nervous about everything, right? So I made sure it was 16 by 9, and it did not have to be 16 by 9. As long as it's somewhat, regular, like landscape, 4 by 3 is the ratio we use all through first year. 16 by 9 is second year, I think. So it does not matter. Yeah. So also, I don't know what the requirements are for, it was a mountain, something like that. Oh, you had to invent something, right? Yeah, so more and more they're trying to push you to invent things, I guess. It's always good to, yeah, like layout is not observational. I think in the past year, like my portfolio year and like the tests before were people interpreted it as making a perspective drawing had to be observational. Um, but people can make any landscape, any environment that they like. It's just like what's the subject has to be based on something real or something that's existent. So yeah, don't think that when they ask for a room drawing, you have to draw your room. You have to draw your room to the T. No, be spontaneous, be imaginative about it, right? Like don't think, oh, will the professors like this? How will they mark this as compared to other people? Like, don't ever compare yourself. I think I did too much comparing. Don't compare your work to others. Like, look at other people's work to get ideas, to get inspiration, but don't try to think that yours will be marked a certain way when it's compared to other people's work. Like, don't try to think how will they mark it, how will this be received. Just do your work the best you can. If it's really good work, it will be recognized. Like, don't worry about that, right? Like, just because it's not typical, just because it's not in the right format doesn't mean it's not going to be marked fairly. But I believe they do mark it fairly. I don't know, maybe some people's work is going to be, a couple marks higher or lower than they think they will get, but I think all in all, the people who get in are definitely people who deserve to get in, me included. uh, and the people who don't maybe need a couple more years or a couple more months to prepare. But if you really belong there, you will get in. Like, don't worry about that. So yeah, so this is really great personal work. Again, it's Tawny's work. Tawny. Yeah. So she also had a short animation for her personal work. So if you guys have the opportunity to make animation, include that in your portfolio, because it just shows that you have passion for that medium, right? Oh, it's refined. Wow, it's really complete. Anyway, so yeah, that's my portfolio. Let's not dwell on that too much because it's outdated information. You guys should take my words with a grain of salt as well. I don't know what's the most important things now, like for this year and for next year. Just know that competition is getting stronger, and never stop polishing your portfolio if you really want to do your best for this. So Karen said we should look at some of my work from last year, which is manageable. Let's look at my demo reel. You guys will all have should all have a demo reel if you are in the industry. Well, if you want to get into the industry at one point. One of my profs told me told all of us to have a demo reel, a business card, and a website. It's never too early to start. You guys can always polish it up as you go along. Like, don't be reluctant to post your stuff online just because you don't think it's industry standard. Where students, our work is not industry standard, but it will be eventually, right? If you keep polishing it, if you keep making it better. I don't know if you guys can hear. You guys don't need to hear it. It's fine. So yeah, I'll just let you guys watch. Um, uh, Most of these images I made, yeah, most of these images, yeah, are from school. Um, these are all assignments that you will be doing if you get in. I found that in first year, professors are, they're not as strict as they are while they're marking their portfolio, because the getting in, probably there's lots of competition for people to get in, so they're very very strict when they're marking that, and the entrance mark is very high. But when you get in, you'll find that so long as you hand in your work on time, you will be given a acceptable mark. Now, because we're all artists, we we want we want our work to be perfect. So you might get 80, and you're like, oh, I want 100 because I got 100 last time. But you will get, like, you will get 80. Like, you won't fail. Like, as long as you hand in your work, you will not fail. Hand in your work on time, that is. But be sure to follow that deadline, because if you don't hand in your work on time, there will be consequences, and things are going to get a little bit ugly for you. Some people are more lenient, some are more strict. All depends on what who you get as a professor, and what kind of work you hand in. Um, some people ask for extensions. That's not uncommon, but if you ask for an extension, your work should, your work should reflect that extra time that you got. It's all that common sense stuff that I'm saying here. So this is character rotation. So first year, you guys will be doing hand-drawn animation on the computer. You will be allowed to use paper, I believe. I used paper for one of my assignments. It was really fun. But hand-drawn animation on the computer is common for first year. You won't be doing stuff like stop motion or a little bit of rigging, but not a lot. No 3D, because we're doing fundamentals. Because it's a 4-year program, so I guess they're more they're free to have first year be more fundamentals, and next year, starting second year, we'll be working on more professional, 3D things that will be actually used in the industry. Because yeah, if I don't think I can get a job with this kind of a demo reel, and I'm not meant to. It's fine. I'm not worried. So animation is one of my favorite classes last year, because I don't know, it's so rewarding to see your characters move. If this doesn't get you excited, I don't know if you're making the right choice by trying to apply to Sheridan. Right? Because this kind of thing should get you excited. Well, maybe not this kind of thing, but things like that. Maybe things like this, which is a little better than that. Yeah. So, I'll show you my paper animation, because I do suggest that you guys try paper animation at some point in your career, because I don't know if I have it here. Because it's what it's where our animation started as. It's what animation started as, where it began. So it's a good experience, and you'll find that it's quite forgiving. It's not as finicky. You don't have to get like very very neat with it. You don't have to clean up with computer animation. You have to, like, every line you draw has to be very perfect, or something like that, like very neat, fluid, smooth. But with paper, you can see it's not that strict in terms of line quality and whatnot. It's very freeing, because you're allowed to experiment with your line, with your shapes, and as long as it moves, you're fine, right? Yeah. Now that I look back on these things, I realize that they can be a lot better. Ha ha ha.
Playing, you know? We're not seeing anything. We just see a black screen. It's paused.
Oh, really?
It's paused. I don't think it's playing.
Dang. Wow. So I just went through all that for nothing. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
So,
Okay. Let's rewind.
yeah, it's just black. I don't know.
But on YouTube or oh, I see. I think
YouTube. I don't see the YouTube screen looks black.
okay. Let's try to fix that. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any questions for Yuyang? No?
No questions.
For Yuyang?
Everything I say is super clear. I don't know. I hope you guys find this useful because it's hey.
Well, I don't know why it's not showing, but
Okay. Anyway, let's just skip that. Skip that part.
it gives us a bit of an idea of what it's like to study there and some of the things you did. That's good.
Sure.
You can talk a little bit about your portfolios.
Yeah. You guys can see this. Oh, so here. It's here. It's
Oh, you got it. Okay.
yeah, typical flour sack. Something I found while I was studying there was that there's always someone who's working harder than you, which is good. And there's always someone who's working less hard than you, which is also, well, normal. So don't compare yourself to other people. It's not healthy. It's only going to get you more stress. Like, why is that person getting higher marks? Like, don't be like that. Some people might have started from a higher place, right? They might be in their third year of doing animation. Oh, this is the stuff I did from this summer, which is quite fun too. They might be in their third year doing animation. They might have gone through VCA and Fundies and Seneca. Who knows, right? So don't compare yourself to other people and just do what you think is right and you'll be fine.
Do you have any
Yeah.
other top tips that you've picked up for your?
Oh, another thing that's important is that I found that Sheridan is not the end all be all. Obviously, something I didn't realize, as obvious as it may be, I didn't realize that I needed to read books from other places. Look at other things, maybe take classes from other places. Well, even though I didn't, some people chose to take classes from other places because they thought it was important that they understood the fundamentals. Because Sheridan is a place where you can practice fundamentals, right? Well, like at least first year is. So if you don't understand something, wow, what are my recommendations? Okay, if you don't understand something, you should be looking at your professors for answers, yes, but also at like the vast resources on the internet, because there are so many things you can be seeing, you can be learning from the internet, and there are people like Aaron Blaze who's doing classes, Bobby True with schoolism. Like you might think, oh, I'm already in school, so what I learn is all I will get, but you will, like, you're not limited to just school, right? You can find other things, other places where you can learn other stuff and learn. Yeah, that's just weird toon boom work I did over the summer. I really like how Sheridan uh, provided us with oh, what do you guys see now? Is it just blank now?
We're seeing a whole bunch of hands.
Yeah, that was let's I don't know what to do. Okay, whatever. Just look at the hands as I talk about other things. That was
Stop your screen share.
that was something fun. I don't know how to do that. I tried pulling up that.
You just go to the top right, and there's a button at the top that says stop screen share.
Oh, right here. Oh, awesome. Great. Yeah. So those hands were actually for the Facebook group for class of 2022. We make our own characters, which is really fun. The people at Sheridan are really fun to talk with, and yeah, you can always learn a lot from them. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. They're nice people. They won't bite.
So, well, thank you for sharing a few insights that you've had and what your experience was like. And you get a little sneak peek into a little bit about what you guys do there. We saw a student from Algonquin, what she was doing, and just kind of get good to know there's a few different options and get just a sense of what could be coming ahead, right? So thanks for sharing with us again, Yuyang. Did anybody have a question before she goes? Yeah? Oh, Daniel has a question.
No, no.
Hey,
Hello.
Dan. Where are you there? What's your question, Dan?
Um, so like when you were applying for Sheridan, what was like your biggest challenge? What was like the one thing that you were trying to overcome the most when applying the first time?
Probably the stress.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Yeah. What was yours?
Time.
Oh,
Uh,
oh yeah, time. I'm actually not that bad at time management. That's like the one thing that I can do. But there are a lot of people who, like, I think I saw someone who missed the deadline because they thought the date was the day after, but they, yeah. So things like that do happen. So be very, very careful. Don't procrastinate. Start early. Start as soon as the requirements are out. That's what I did because I was very stressed. Yeah, but don't stress. Try not to stress. It's not healthy. Yeah, yeah.
But you probably would anyway. Any other questions? No? Guess not. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Yuyang. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys say bye and thank you.
Bye bye. Nice meeting you guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yuyang. And I
I
hope
will.
you enjoy the year ahead of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Try
I
not
hope
to
you're.
miss too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Go Karen.
Bye.